Be Sure to Cook. Today we're going to be doing meatball subs. We're going to do everything homemade. And I'm going to add a little Creole seasoning inside of there. It's going to give this a great stir. That guys, I am good to go. I hear you. Yes. Oh my God, that is wonderful. So that was about 4 to 5. I'm back. Bye. Welcome back to another episode of Be Sure to Cook. Today we're making Crab Rangoon, a Chinese dish that is savory and delicious. So stay tuned and let's do this. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up some green onions. I've got some green onions and they're really, really dirty. So let's go wash these green onions. Okay, so we had really washed these green onions. Usually the store is pretty good with keeping them rinsed and getting all that dirt. But I went to go buy them earlier today at my grocer, and I put, and see when it's flimsy and stuff like that, I just usually just peel that off and get rid of it. I like my green onions to be, and I always get this extra, what do you call, extra skin stuff that's on there. Actually, to me, I think it looks like plastic. But I always make sure I clean it really, really good. But usually they're really good at keeping everything nice. There's that skin. Nice and clean. You know, they have water that come down on them sometimes. But these was very surprising to me. So when I went to go get them out of the bag that I put them in, I seen all this black dirt and everything. I was like, oh my God, they must have just picked these straight from the ground and put them right into the store. But not me. No, no, no. I am going to make sure there's no dirt or anything. And I'm barely taking a clean paper towel after I rinse these thoroughly, and I'm just drying all the excess water off of them. Okay, I'm going to be using a white onion. But for now, I wanted to address something that someone said on the show. They wanted to know, why do I wash my vegetables and why do I cut them and wash them again? Okay, the reason why I wash my vegetables because they come from the dirt. And when you get this from the store, nobody has washed these or made sure the dirt is off the onion. I know it's peeled, but still it comes out of the ground. So I wash it for, cleanness. The second time when I cut them up and wash them, I also wash them again for cleanliness. If you do this, make sure your vegetables are fresh and they're clean and they are good. So if anything is not washed or clean that comes out of the dirt, I don't know why you would take this and take it out of the dirt and cook with it. That's a no-no. You got bacteria, you got germs, you have bugs, you have everything that crawls on this. So for me, just me alone, I have a habit of washing them. So that's why I wash them twice. Okay, so we're going to be using a white onion for this dish, green onions, and we're going to be using the most important thing, crab. Now, in crab, you can use all different types of crab. You can use fresh crab if you like. Sometimes they got them in a jar where, they pick it. You can use white meat crab or you can use the dark meat crab. I prefer the white meat crab. But this time, I'm going to use an imitation crab. You can also use that. Imitation crab you can use. If you prefer the fresh, you can do that. You can even crack your own and you can warm it up and you can do that. But imitation is just as good as the regular crab. So let's get to that. So I have washed my onion and I have wrapped it up in a paper towel to let it dry. Okay, this is my crab, imitation crab. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some chunks out. And this imitation crab is a flaky imitation crab. So that's flaky. You can get any brand you want. And you know what? When you go to the Chinese restaurant and you're getting, I'm just going to chop this up. Just dice this up into small pieces. And you're getting the crab. I mean, you're getting your crab. Another thing that I noticed, now this was a frozen, I unthawed this. So the thing that I noticed is when you're getting this dish that I'm making, you barely get any crab in your crab rangoon. People don't put it in there like they used to. Now it's more like, you know, you lucky if you see crab. Most of it is cream cheese. And the original crab rangoon is a savory dish. It's not sweet at all. Lately, here where I live, they make this dish where it is sweet, like sugar, a candy. And they're putting it in wonton wrappers, and they wrap in just cream cheese. And if you want to make that savory dish, it's just cream cheese. Sometimes you can put, what I would do, put a little bit of vanilla in the cream cheese, put some powdered sugar inside that, mix that up, and then put those in your wontons and you can fry that. That's the way they're making that sweet. I had a friend that owned her Chinese restaurant, and her name was Annie. And she the one came up with that years ago. And she came, I went to go eat at her restaurant, me and my family. And she tells me, oh, girl, come on over here. I want you to taste something that I created. Tell me, what do you think? I want to put this on the buffet to see if, for something to be sweet, you know, for a sweet dish. It's not nothing, you know, savory. This is for the dessert because she didn't have a lot of desserts. And a lot of people was asking where the desserts. So she made this. And she made it just like that. I said, oh, so it's a crab rangoon? And she said, no, it's not. I use the same, you know, wrapping, but I just added cream cheese. And I told her, hey, you should, you know, make it a little bit better. You know, throw a little bit of vanilla in there and mix it up with with all I told you. And then she put it in there and fried it. Oh my God, it was great. Well, from there, everybody was freaking out over it, just eating it here. And she was making it, and everybody was going there. She sold her restaurant and she moved out of town because she knows something happened with her family. And what happened, it was just so exciting. Everybody started making this crab rangoon, but everybody started putting sugar in it and just making it cream cheese. Next thing I know, the crab started to leave. And I'm like, okay, we don't have no crab. Where's the crab? No crab, it's just sugar and cream cheese. And they even took out the vanilla flavor. Hey, I only needed one onion, but I'm just going to cut the tips. And I'm definitely going to cut the tips off the back. You don't need this. Discard the end on both tips. This part I didn't cut, but I'm just going to slice that. Cut that. And I had some extra onion here that I had. And I'm just going to slice this really, really super thin. Now I cut them thin. I'm just going to run my knife over my white onion. And I'm going to peel this to where it's like really, 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 really super thin. Well, I try to make it as super thin as possible. I only need a little bit. And I'm going to be doing the same. Okay, I've got this, finely minced. It's almost, look how tiny that is. I'm just going to keep going. I want it almost minced. All right? Any more, it'd have been juice. Okay, so I got these in here, and I think I got everything chopped up. So the next thing to do is start putting everything together. So let me clean up, and let's do this. Most of our ingredients are already here. So we're using a pack of cream cheese. You can use any cream cheese you want, Philadelphia, store brand, anybody's cream cheese. And we're using an 8-ounce pack of cream cheese. If you're making more and you're making a lot of this, use 2 packs. So use a 16-ounce. So use 2 packs of 8-ounce cream cheese, and it gives you a whole total of 16. Okay, and it has to be softened. So we're going to put it in a bowl. And you know how I am, you all. I do not like leaving anything behind. You know how you use those, you leave that, not me. I'm cleaning all this out. So I feel sorry for any animal or anything that's coming to my house. Because when they get that garbage can, they're going to say, well, she leave us nothing. And I don't leave anything. Real softened. So what I'm going to do is I take a fork, because I have let it sit out for a while where it's like really soft. And I'm going to beat this up and make this extra creamy. That's what we want. We want creaminess. All right. So I'm going to mix this up until it is completely creamy. Okay. Now, with this, what I'm going to do is start adding all my ingredients. Okay. So we do need a little soy sauce. Soy sauce to me is like really strong, and I am using a light soy sauce. So I'm going to use about 1/4 teaspoon because soy sauce is salty and it's, I don't want it to turn a different color. I want it to be a nice color. And we're going to use some Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to also use 1/4 of the teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I am going to start mixing this up to give it a little flavor. Okay, now I have switched over to a spatula so I could mix it up well. I feel much better with that. Okay, my next thing that I need to do is I'm going to use that 1/4 teaspoon. I still got that on there. Let me rinse this teaspoon off. I got so excited to do this that I didn't get all my spoons and stuff out. So I got my measure. I rinsed this off, but I do have others. It's laying around here somewhere. And this is 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder in there. And you don't have to use all of it. To me, I don't look like I need that. I just sprinkle a little bit, but you can put it in there. I'm thinking if you don't want to use too much. This is supposed to be a savory dish. And you want to mix this up and make sure this is mixed well and combined. And I'm just smashing and mixing. A teaspoon of powdered sugar. And you want the powder. And if you don't have it, I guess you can use granulated. Okay, so you got to keep mixing. So just taste. Get a little bit, put a little bit on your hand. Put a little bit in there. Taste, wash your hands. See if that sugar that we put in there, if that's sweet enough for you. If you like it a little bit more sweeter, just keep adding keep adding a little bit more until you like it. Mixing it thoroughly, adding as much, and then you taste it to see if that's just enough sweet balance for you. If not, just use the 1/4, or you can use a half tablespoon. Teaspoon, a half teaspoon, not a tablespoon. I don't know why I keep saying that. A half teaspoon. Okay, so now we've got ours together. We got that onion. So we're going to put a little onion in here, a little white onion, and we're going to mix that onion up really, really good. Seems like it's raining outside. Okay, then don't forget we got the crab. So we're going to pack this up with crab because we want crab, and you don't want just cream cheese. You want crab. Every bite of that dish should have crab in here. Everybody should have crab. And when you're eating it, so we're just going to use all that crab that we put in there. And, get as much as crab as you want. And if you don't have enough crab as you're chopping, just go back, chop some more, and just add that all in there. Then we're going to add those green onions in there. I only use a whole green onion, just one. And I clean it good, and I add that up to give that flavor. And there is your mix. I've been mixing and doing that. It's kind of made this a little looser because I put so much stuff in it. So take this, put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. Make sure you taste it, or make sure it's sweet enough for you, because some people like their sweet. If you like your sweet, powdered sugar, if I was you, I would use a whole tablespoon of powdered sugar if you want that sweetness. Or you can just use a 1/4 like you. I like it a little savory, but you can use a little. So you can make two, because some people might like theirs a little sweet, some people might like theirs savory. But like I said, use 1/2 teaspoon of powdered sugar. A whole tablespoon of powdered sugar, half teaspoon if you like a little bit, and then 1/4 if you like savory. So I'm going to have 3 different measures on there. A tablespoon if you like sweet, half tablespoon if you like some sweet, and 1/4 if you like savory. All right, in the refrigerator it goes for 30 minutes. Okay, we got some wonderful wrappers. egg roll wrappers. And we got 4 of these. So I'm going to take one at a time. And I want to cut these right in the middle. Just nice squares. I need to make squares. And you want to make sure these are even. Cut these in the middle. Oh, it just feels like, you know, takes you back to school, huh? To me. Rock back and forth, cut these in the middle. Yeah, love it. Just making squares. That wasn't a little even a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these, see how it wasn't really. I mean, if you want to measure and be like precise, you know, so we're going to cut them into 4s. Take 2 of these, put them together. And these are 2, so I'm measuring both of them and making sure each square is cutting it and pulling. And I actually didn't pull that. I didn't cut that all the way. Okay, I got a couple things out. I've got a nice little bowl. I've got an egg. And I've got a couple of spoons and forks. I'm going to be making the egg wash. So I'm going to have an egg, and I'm going to go ahead and beat this egg up really, really good. And you want to make sure you beat this egg up very, very good. You don't want to leave hunks of egg. So you want to beat this like, you know, like you ain't never beat it before. You want it really good and beat it. Now, the longer you let this sit would be a great thing. See how thick that's getting? That's what I want. You can do it. You can make this mix and let this sit overnight if you want, which you can soak in all those great flavors, and that's what you can do that, or you can let it sit in for 30 to 40 minutes. I recommend overnight. Next day, you can go ahead and crimp these, make these, and they're delicious because all those flavors got into it. Okay, I usually would make them like the stars, kind of like, you know, like they really make them, but I'm making mine a little different. I'm gonna put them laying like a diamond. I'm gonna get my little egg wash, and I am just going to brush it all around the sides here. You know, just like I'm painting, you know, just a little egg wash. I'm gonna get a little bit of this filling mix, and I'm gonna shove that right on into my mixture here. All right. Then I'm going to cramp this over and putting each side on its side. And if some oozes out, that's fine. And I'm going to get my fork here, and I'm just going to press down a little bit. And if you got some filling that sticks out, that's okay. We're going to seal that, and then we're going to have these little pockets that look like that. Okay, great. That's what we're going to do. So let me get a couple of these, and let me just keep doing the same thing over and over. The same thing until I get a bunch of them. Okay, what you can do is you can do exactly what I said. Put it in there, cramp them with a fork, get an egg wash, just go around, you know, the primary of the dough pattern with egg wash, and then put your filling in the middle and fold them over, or make them any way. You can make them into balls, you can make them like however you want to make them and cramp them, do that. You can do these ahead of time, put these in a plastic bag, freezer bag, and you can keep these in the freezer for up to about 2 to 3 months. Okay, you can get them out and you can just drop them into, if you don't have a deep fryer pan, that is fine. Always get a pan, put some oil in it, get it at 350 degrees, and hey, you can get to going. You know, and you don't have to do them, you know, like this. You can do them the old-fashioned way. So I'm putting these in the bottom of my little deep fryer pan. If you, like I said, if you don't have one, use a regular old pot with grease. Let's go over here and drop these in. Okay, here we go. Okay. Make sure they come up nice and golden brown. And I'll show you as we're going along with this. Okay, now they're out. I've got another little thing that I am bringing them out. We're going to go ahead and keep continuing until we cook them all. Okay, so here we go. These are it. And we're going to plate these. And here you go, Crab Rangoon, made homemade style by you. You and me, we did this. We made this together. Let me open up one of these so you could see exactly. Oh, look at all that filling mix. Look at that. There you go, Crab Rangoon. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hey, come back next time so we can make really great more dishes. Thank you. Bye.